lunacy from MSNBC's Reid regarding the attempt on Trump's life. She thinks that Joe Biden getting COVID and Donald Trump getting shot in the head are the same.
Donald Trump is an elderly man who, for whatever reason, was given 9 seconds to take a iconic photo op during an active shooter situation. His survival of that and bouncing right back and going right to his convention is being conveyed in the media world as a sign of strength. This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing?
I got to tell you, I want someone who's going to get angry with this, Greg. The left is so desperate to put Joe Biden on a level playing field with Donald Trump. We're equating millions who died of COVID with an attempted assassination and a bullet to the head.
I don't know. That wasn't the comparison. The comparison was him getting COVID and him having an injured ear, which shows how. Look, my first question I would have, if I was there, I would have said, how did you free yourself from the straps on your gurney? And then I would ask, what would you rather have? An opportunity to get shot or COVID? You can't say bloody ear or COVID because when you're about to be shot, you don't get to choose where you get shot. Something tells me she would have gone with the COVID. You know, here's the deal. Opinions can be crazy. That's fine. But crazy can't be an opinion. When every word out of your mouth could have easily come from a homeless guy in a street corner wearing, discarded trash bags and tinfoil, you have to say to them, mental illness is not an opinion. That is a message to the MSNBC president. What's her name? Take a moment and think about if there's nothing for you to say, perhaps silence is the intelligent avenue.
Okay, all right, Jesse, how rich is it? Joy Reid's complaining she hasn't seen the medical records and doesn't believe it's real, even though it's already debunked that it wasn't glass. Aren't you curious? Don't you think she should be curious about Joe Biden?
I do. She's saying the assassination attempt was a cheap fake.
Yeah.
And did you know that the MSNBC crew isn't even here in Milwaukee, but their studio set up as a cheap fake? They put up an arena of the RNC convention behind them, but they're in New York.
No way.
Yes, it's a they're not even here.
Are you serious?
I don't think they're here.
Some of them.
Oh, Jesse.
By the way, would you rather catch a bullet or catch COVID? I know my answer. Joe Biden had COVID and didn't even know he had it. He had to go and get tested. I think Trump knew he got shot in the ear. Trump was also tackled and rushed to the hospital. Biden just got on a plane and went to Delaware.
Which is worse.
Trump came this close to a funeral, and Biden had a runny nose.
You know, Harold, you can't deny the reality of this. Van Jones says a bullet couldn't stop Trump, but a virus just stopped Biden.
Yeah, and we shouldn't. We cheapen a moment. And the president of the United States someone tried to kill him last Saturday. We all remember. I remember where I was, and I'm thrilled. And he's blessed to be alive. Just a slight turn of the head, as Dana was doing when we flew out here. We're here on Sunday, moving our heads, and that's what saved his life. We shouldn't try to make light of it. If President Biden has COVID, which he does, I wish him a speedy recovery, but we shouldn't try to compare the two.
Have you seen the medical records?
The medical records of what?
Joke.
President Biden?
COVID.
No, he has it, I assume, and God bless President Trump. We got a race to run here, but we should all be thankful that he's alive.
All right, wrap
He
it up.
didn't wear a mask, though. He says he has COVID. He's not wearing a mask. Really, Harold? Really?
Yeah.
We also had somebody at MSNBC suggest that Trump's ear bandage is fake.
Fake.
But so they think that the ear bandage from a shooting is fake, but that it's necessary to wear a COVID mask. That's not fake. That is really interesting. I also had a great idea just now.
What?
I'm going to create a game. You know those games where you have all the cards and you put them out and then you're like, everybody has to act out a little part? Mm-hmm. It's going to be called Baghdad Joy. Mm. And then you just have to, I come up with a scenario.
Yeah.
And you have to come up with the most audacious spin to try to get out of it. And whoever has the most audacious spin, the judge will decide. Mm. And then that's who wins.
Wow.
I'm just workshopping this.
The winner gets a job at MSNBC.
Perfect.
Oh. All right.
She might not have one of those soon. Yeah. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.